Moving on to the Downtown Porterville Committee, met February 26.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we had another great meeting. Had a visit at the beginning of the meeting with a speaker. We have speakers once in a while. I'd like to invite everybody to come and sit with us and get on the record. There were some great comments tonight about the entertainment zone and some other things where we could really use that input in our committee. So I would encourage you guys to continue to look at that for the next meeting. It's coming on March 26th. It's fourth Thursday. So there was something that was addressed at the beginning of the meeting tonight that was important to get, I think, done quickly, Mayor. So thank you for the motion and the move to secure. I know that there was an article in the paper that said that the Christmas parade was in jeopardy, and that was pretty misleading. I know that the Downtown Committee 2 times had discussed this year, and you can go back and look on the record. We discussed the opportunity of taking this over within the city and actually making it better. So the opportunity presented itself at this Downtown Committee meeting that we just had, and we just did a motion, and we're bringing that in-house. And, you know, we're looking to improve it and continue to improve the community spirit. It's a legacy parade. Everyone loves it. People come from all around to go to that parade. We're not ever going to let that parade go. And, you know, times change, people change, attitudes change, but we're committed to that in the city, and we're going to continue to make sure that we fulfill that rich legacy and continue it on for years to come. In the next item that we talk about here is excuse me, we just summarized, because we went through a lot of brainstorming last year, trying to, you know, figure out, well, what is it that, you know, because there was a lot of comments when we first established this committee last year that, you know, we tried that before, don't try it again, you're never going to succeed. And so we wanted to approach this from a brainstorming standpoint, and we went through that again, and that's all on the record, to talk about what are the elements that we want to see in our downtown. And let's go and work on those elements, and let's start fresh. And we went through all of those things. And there are a lot of things that are common sense, right? Regular downtown events, infrastructure improvements, rear parking, safety, you know, bringing history to life, branding, murals, which we have a mural now being painted coming out of the Heritage Committee, fire hydrants, downtown flag walks, which we're now going to do. That's coming up soon. There is some still great discussions on parking and code enforcement and opportunities because, you know, we don't want to spend a lot of money doing parking meters and having meter maids. I know I've done that in the past, but if there are some innovative ways that we can do that, we want to look at that. We did have a lot of discussion around ADA parking downtown, and so I want to make this plain. There's 3 phases going on. We're in the phase 1. We're including Main Street and landscape improvements, right? Phase 2 is the downtown parking lot, which is going to begin later this year, which is down there by the old where the old JCPenney's was. And then phase 3, as we finish that up, that capital that's allocated will be dedicated to improving the ADA parking all throughout downtown. So it's in the hopper, it's in phases, and it's coming. You know, things take a long time in government. We're working through that. So that's what I want everybody to understand, that one of those key takeaways in the committee was to make sure that we address some of the things that came out in the committee and the concerns, and then we have capital that's already being applied to that and addressing that. And so it's just meshing those things together. There's some great discussions about a downtown speaker system for communication. There was discussion about having a bell. We had someone came in and got on the record and said, hey, what if at 6 o'clock every day we ring this bell downtown to let everybody know it's shopping hour or happy hour or something, some sort of a theme downtown to get people doing things. So there's some talk about that too. So those things cost money, and the marquee display that we discussed to improve the communication. I mean, we've got a really nice one at the museum, right? And that was donated by a very generous individual. And when you drive by the museum, you can get updates on stuff that's going on. There's one down by our corporate yard. I don't know if it would be a takeaway if we put one down here, but a marquee is being discussed as some way to communicate in addition to other things. So Those are the things we talk about in there. The entertainment zone is something that came out of the downtown committee, which is, I'm just happy to say that that's moving forward quickly. And we looked at the basic understanding of what do we really want to see downtown, and it's civic events, it's heritage events, and we want to incorporate things like our theme of the Charter 100 and the America 250 downtown this year. You see some new buntings that are going up. So we're coordinating with the Heritage Committee and folks that come into our committee too, and just saying, this is a theme. Let's leverage this theme. How do we make this better? How do we get our businesses to contribute? How do we get them to play off of those things? And so having the flag walks down here, with having the kids come down here and adding in education, those are things that we're working on in the downtown committee, and we want to leverage the theme of this year, which is bringing history to life, and just celebrate that patriotic spirit of our city. There was a really good comment that came up tonight about communication. As much as we have all this technology and newspapers and Facebooks and chamber websites, it's really hard to have a cohesive communication. Everybody's talking past each other, and they're like, hey, I didn't hear about that, and I didn't hear about that. We talk about this a lot. We don't have a good solution, but we're talking about some software that might be able to address that. Not sure if that's going to happen because it's expensive, so we'll keep shopping around, but it addresses a lot of those things about, a lot of people say, hey, I didn't know about this, or I didn't know about that. And so that's always a key issue that comes up, communication. That's why they have a class for that at the college. I don't know if it helps, but getting to the youth, that came up tonight too. And so I wanted everyone to understand that we are trying to tackle that in the downtown committee centrally, because we know that it's a center of a lot of the civic activities. So if we want to go in and add farmers markets later, and we want to add some other things, we want to be able to communicate effectively with everybody. And so that's a key premise item that we've been discussing. How do we can make the framework, and then all this stuff will start happening if we create the right framework. So those are the discussions that we have. And that came up in the meeting tonight, so I wanted to talk about it. And the other thing that came up in the meeting was the entertainment zone. So part of the entertainment zone we talked about and voted on tonight was about designating these areas where we can have, alcohol, right? So we can go share in some events and be a little bit looser. We don't have to pour out our wine when we walk down the street at the Wine Hop, which is a great event. But let's make that a little bit easier for the future. So, but in that entertainment zone, it isn't just that. The comments were terrific. What are we doing to have live music? What are we doing to have places to eat out in front of our businesses or around downtown, a place to gather? Those are the things that we talk about in the downtown committee. We're on the record, and we're really actively trying to pursue some ways to do that. And it's going to dovetail with some of the deregulation discussions that are happening now, too. That was a great meeting this week. A little bit of bumpy road here with the Christmas parade, but I want to assure everybody, Christmas parade's not going anywhere, and it's going to continue, and it's going to be bigger and better and brighter than ever this year. And so I just want to finish with that.
Thank you, Vice Mayor McCurvey. Moving on.